How about Engineer Steve, always keeping it fun and lively up in Truth Radio. Appreciate you, brother, and appreciate you hanging out, gang. Back live in the ESPN Radio studios. We call this the egoless chamber of truth, Linz. Does that fit for you?
Yes.
The guys back in Bristol give us the keys here in San Diego, and they tell us to do one thing. We got to tell the truth.
Okay.
So would you help us tell the truth about a smart move and what that's going to go, basically what that entails? I polled some of my peeps who have recently moved, and I got some good questions for you here. So can we do like a dun, dun, dun on the hot seat, something like that?
Okay.
No?
Dun,
okay.
dun, dun.
We'll thank you. Thank you. We'll work on that production quality. So, Lynn, first one that comes up for me, this is actually one, this is mine, is I'm curious about what areas you guys cover, right? Because we end up working with almost all of San Diego County. We might call it quits in some of the outskirts, right?
I don't know, man. We go where we're needed.
So there you go. See, so basically all San Diego County. But what areas do you currently service?
Basically, the whole of San Diego. We offer a free delivery and collection service within the 25-mile radius of 92130.
Okay.
So that takes us...
But that's most of the county.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. It takes us up to Oceanside, down to Chula Vista, across to El Cajon. So basically the whole of Greater San Diego. To date, we haven't had to charge any mileage fees.
Okay. Fair enough. So this actually did come from one of my peeps. They were asking about the boxes specifically. And apparently it told me a funny story about how they had just moved and there was a whole Actually, I think it plays in well to one of your stories that I think I heard you say about needing more at the last second kind of thing. So what are the size of the boxes and how much weight can each of them hold?
Okay, so the boxes themselves are 27-inch long, 18-inch wide, 12-inch high. As I mentioned before, we class that as a medium-sized box. We find coming out with one size box just takes away all the aggravation of do you need large, small, medium. It's medium, and that's what it is. Also means that when it's full, you can still carry it, whether you're a male or female. So the boxes can take about 50 or so pounds. And once they're stacked, you must only have about maybe 4 or 5 on a dolly or 4 and 5 waiting to be taken up because then it gets too heavy. So that's typically how the boxes work. I think the story you're referring to is when I had this customer, first-time customer. She said to her husband, I need the boxes. It's going to be $185. And he was complaining a bit, but he gave in to his wife. Well, easy wife, easy life. So we came with the boxes. Then they had to move, a year later. She phoned me up. She said, yes, please come with the boxes. She said, the minute we were told to move, my husband said, you got to phone Lindsay with the boxes. So from him, moaning about it, first move, second move, he's like, phone Lindsay. Comes to Saturday morning. I get a phone call 9 o'clock in the morning from the husband. Lindsay, we're moving at 11. We need another 25 boxes. Is there anything you can do? Well, me being me, within an hour, he had his other 25 boxes. He was happy. I was happy I could service the client. They moved. Job done.
Yeah. And the last segment, and in case you missed that, you can catch that over on thegreenhousegrooming.com /Truth Radio. We were talking about the 3 different ways you can find moving boxes and stuff. The reality, Lens, is for most of my clients, they buy the boxes anyway.
Yes.
They go to Home Depot, they get those big crates of the cardboard stuff. And so, imagine if you're still going to allocate costs for this, which is the most reasonable thing to do. So you're not grabbing an old banana box that's been to Cuba and back 5 times.
Yep. With spiders in it.
Sure. Right. Is to have it to where it's green, it's eco-friendly, it's a smart move, and then they're gone when you're done.
Yes.
Right, which is the brilliant part of it. But that's a good part of it too, though. So let's talk about time. Being gone when you're done. Can somebody keep the smart boxes longer than, let's say, what the original agreement might be?
We try to accommodate everybody's needs and try to get an estimate of the time that they need at the booking. If those boxes haven't already been booked out, then yes, we try to accommodate our customers who can extend the booking for a week at a time. So it's done in weeks after the initial box rental.
Okay, fair enough. And then another good thing that came up from one of my clients was thinking about where the boxes kind of fit in the overall ecosystem of the move, right? So if you've got like, okay, maybe boxes is one piece. Okay, maybe the actual people helping you move them is another. Maybe a truck is a third. Maybe storage is a fourth, like that whole thing, right? So of that spectrum, what's the services that you currently offer?
We deliver the boxes before you move. So we're with you before you move and once you have completed the move. We do not move for you. We do not pack for you currently. So we deliver so you're ready to move. And then we collect once you've unpacked. So at the front and at the end.
Okay, fair enough. I could probably see some services being bolted on in the process as well. And by the way, if you're out there right now and you're in the move and you're getting in touch with Linz for the boxes, go ahead and reach out to us over at Truth Radio too. We got a couple good moving cats in town because the moving game is a wild card, is it not, Linz?
It is.
Yeah. I call it a racket in some cases, but you got to make sure you're lined up with a good company doing the rest of the stuff too.
Absolutely.
To make the experience well. So maybe I can even throw this as more of a soapbox kind of question. Like, maybe someone's listening to this for the first time and they're in the process of thinking about moving maybe in the next couple months or maybe even a little closer. Why would they use Smart Move Box?
Because it is convenient, affordable, eco-friendly, no assembly required. It offers peace of mind, a stress-free move, and we just turn up with the boxes and take them away. What more could you ask for?
I love that as a context too, because I remember you told me a good story. I think you had moved was it 5 times in 7 years
yes.
or something? So you're basically like a moving pro.
Yes.
So what's your most horrific moving story then?
Well, actually, before we left England, we booked the packers. We were in a rented accommodation. I was getting rid of everything. The moving company was coming 9 o'clock the next morning. I was in the bath in England and my friend phoned me up and he said, "How are you doing?" And I just burst out crying. I said, "I've got nowhere. I've got absolutely nowhere." This was 9 o'clock at night. Within 30 minutes, I had 10 of my girlfriends at my house and their husbands. Everyone just cleared the house for me.
Wow. And
it was done just like that. I had a dumped truck. Is that what you call it? Dumpster?
Sure. Yeah.
And they just cleared the house for me. My girlfriends, husbands, all helped, all hands on deck. And otherwise I couldn't have done it without them.
And you stayed in the tub the whole time?
No, I was supervising, but at least it got done because there's no way I could have done it without them.
Supervising with a little red with the pinky out?
Yes, but 9 o'clock at night for sure.
Yeah. Anaí, you're no stranger to moving, right? Anaí Vasquez, by the way,
Hello.
Real Estate Consultant, the Greenhouse Group. What's your most horrific moving story?
I didn't rent a moving truck, so that was a big mistake of mine. I pulled an all-nighter. I thought that I could do it myself, and mind you, I didn't have a lot of stuff at the time, but that's what we all think, right? Right. When you're packing it up, and as soon as you realize, oh goodness, this is going to take longer than I expected, and you think, yeah, that was a lie. I do have a ton of stuff, and I can't believe that I thought that I was going to be able to manage it myself. But I ended up calling some family members, and luckily we're all Latino, so
theme here.
Uncles and nephews and nieces who all have trucks, and so luckily they came to the rescue.
What gets me, what you said, that you didn't think you had a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So I get clients that phone me up and they say, "Oh, I'm in a 2,000 square foot home. Can I have 25 boxes?" And I'm like, "Look, I'm not trying to sell you, but 25 boxes is not going to cut it. Start with 50. If you need more, we can progress to more." And that's what I do with some of my customers because I don't want to scare people off. Like to work with the customers, but a lot of people don't realize how much stuff they actually have. So we do give guidelines as to if you're in a 1-bedroom, if you're in a 4-bedroom, the square footage. And as I said, we don't try to upsell. We try and be realistic of your needs and work with you accordingly.
So that you don't end up in a bind like I was.
Yes, absolutely. And like that other customer that needs me to rush out in an hour with another 25 boxes. Of course, I'll do it because I want the customer to be happy, but we want you to be happy from the outset. And it so happened that I had those 25 boxes available on that day to help him.
When I was in college going to state here, like I told you, I set like a record for moves in a period of time. And every time you move, you have to go down to the post office and fill out the little card, the change of address card. And I remember at one point in time in the heat of it, I went down to the post office to get my mail, and the head postman got signaled. And they were told me to wait over in the corner. I'm like, oh, okay, they must be, store my mail. He literally rolls out of the back like the OG of the PB. He pulled me aside and leaned in closely and says, son, you're not allowed to hand any more of these in to us again. You have moved, and he's like 8 moves or something in 4 years. He's like, you can't do that. He's like, you either need to get a mailbox or you're not getting your mail anymore. And I was like, don't. So that's when I knew I had to start laying down some roots. But yeah, moving is no fun.
No.
Moving is no fun. Doing dentistry on yourself. Getting the shots in the stomach for rabies and being a serial mover. It's like right there. It's like that's the triumvirate.
Well, especially if you're having change of life circumstance, like you're getting married or changing job. Often they say that the top 3 stresses are getting married, changing job, and moving house. So for some people, there's a trifecta that's all happening at the same time. So let us help you. We're here to help you. We're one community, reaching out for each other. Let us help you make it less stressful for you.
Gang, the moving game has officially changed. If you didn't know this before, you can rent moving boxes, and they can be eco-friendly, and you can do a smart home move. And guess what? Lindsay Curtis is there to help you as well over at Smart Move. Linz, one more time, let me get that phone number in case we're catching somebody in the crosshairs right now of a hot and knee-deep in the move. 858 gang 790 8394. One more time, 858-790-8394. Or you can go stock her online at asmartmove.com. And something tells me that the Greenhouse Group and a Smart Move might be doing some promotional stuff in the future. So go ahead and stay tuned. And if we have any updates there, go to thegreenhousegroupinc.com/Truth Radio.